What's good, everybody? This is Sean and you're watching On The Fly X Shorts, and I want to do a quick little series on this YouTube Shorts about the 10 top things that I was afraid of from my childhood all the way up until now. So to start off this series, I'm gonna go with why you shouldn't mess with primates. So this story right here happened maybe back in the early 90s, maybe to mid 90s and stuff. I'm not gonna tell you how old I am. I'm just gonna let y'all know that this happened in the 90s, mid 90s and stuff. Now, for those who don't know, I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. I no longer live there. I have not been there for quite some time, but I was born and raised in Chicago. Now in Chicago, they had a zoo called Lincoln Park Zoo, and they had a zoo called Brookfield Zoo. Lincoln Park was the free one. Brookfield was the bigger one that you would pay for. And then later down in life, I think Lincoln Park became something where you had to pay for. Anyways, to make a long story short, I had went on a field trip, and I had to been at least in 5th, 6th grade, something like that. And we had this big old gorilla, which I don't remember if it was the biggest one, but it was definitely big to me. I was a shorty. So you know how they got the enclosures, how they got everything fixed up, you know, and just to kind of give you a vision of it, it was like a handmade, man-made like cave. You go down, and then once you go down, it would be like a glass that was kind of like a circular glass. The glass had to have been at least maybe 10 inches thick, maybe more or something like that, but it was really, really thick. And in this enclosure, they used to have all the gorillas, you know, like the, you know, the gorilla packs and stuff like that, and they would kind of go around. But when I was a shorty, we did stupid things like, you know, bang on the glass and trying to intimidate. I don't want to necessarily say intimidate the gorillas or anything like that, but we definitely used to mess with them. In this particular situation, the gorilla was pissed off that we were like banging on the glass and making noise. So what it did was it basically was kind of, you know, making a sound and doing all of those things. And we kept on, you know, kind of messing with it. Next thing I know, it started beating its chest like crazy, and it charged towards us. Once it charged towards us, it took like a leap in the air, and it took like two, like double hand, you know, like it went in the air like this. And all I could remember is I seen a gorilla leap in the air, and I heard the loudest sound I ever heard in my life. Scared me. It scares me to this day, and it spooked me. But before it could even make that sound, this amazing boom sound, I took off running. And from that day on, I didn't mess with gorillas.